of the Aces season brings us back to Charles County, Maryland. It is the Aces sitting at 4-6, taking on the surging 9-1 Senators. The home team Senators have a 9-game winning streak dating back against the Giants back on the 4th of Wednesday, same day as the Aces' first game of the season, a home win against the Thunderbolts. A quick recap of the standings in the Ripken League in the South. The Aces are down 5 games of the first team Senators. They sit at 9-1, as we mentioned at the top of this stream. In front of them is the DC Grays at 4-5 themselves. Starting lineups for the day. Aces start off with a shortstop, Derek Almeida, one more time. Toby Huber in the 2 spot. And then after him is Gavin Miller, Ernie Echevarria, cleanup guy, 4th hitter in this lineup. Gavin Degnan, Michael Powell, EJ Hankerson, Adhem Sahabzada, and John Colligan. As well as pitching today for the Aces, it's going to be AJ Murray, number 30. The local guy played ball for O'Connell High and plays collegiately for Bucknell University in Pennsylvania. And then for the Senators, as this crowd gets lively and ready to go as the team starts to trot onto the field, Nick Flores, the shortstop for the Senators, Adam Trauck, Stephen Kraus, Danny Sorowick, Lucas Gratham, Jax Nichols, Calvin Cook, Dawson Smale, and Logan Tribble. And their starting pitcher, Nick Wimberly. We'll discuss that in a moment. National anthem right now. 11th game of the season for the Aces is just about ready to go. At about 6:59 local time, Nick Wimberly on the mound right now. He did make the start last time the Aces were here in Charles County. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs given up, then had a strikeout to go along with a walk. Derek Almeida, Toby Huber, and Gavin Miller do up 1-2-3 the lineup. So right now, infield goes like this from left to right for the Senators. Danny Sorowick, Nick Flores, Calvin Cook, Stephen Kraus. And then the outfield, Logan Tribble, returning man on the Senators team, looking really sharp. Adam Trauck, Dawson Smale. Smale in for the usual starter in the right field in Carter Groen. Still dealing with a lower body injury he sustained at UConn. But they're still rolling nonetheless. And this is an Aces team that's really picked it up with the hitting. 5 hits yesterday. Going along with a batting average of .217. Derek Almeida comes up. For couple of pitches, warm-up pitches, that is, from Wimberley. Almeida sits comfortably with a 303 batting average. Only 2 hits, or actually 10 hits, that is. 10 hits and 2 runs on the season. Toby Huber, the 2-hitter, sits with 6 hits and a run. So here comes Derek Almeida from the bottom of your screen to the middle. Bats right. Just about ready to go. Plays ball for Chaffee College. Raised in Rancho Cucamonga, California. Looking to start off the game hot for the Aces. Wimberley delivers the first pitch of the day, and it's blown away. Low one away on the first pitch. The 1-0. That's a cold strike. Derek Almeida. On an even count. Seems as he went around it. One from Wimberley. Skies foul to the right side. After the foul ball, it is two strikes, 1 ball. The 1-2. Just a bit inside. A couple of these early pitches from Nick Wimberley, the Port St. John, Florida native, went a little bit low. Now he's trying to chase him up high. The 2-2 on the way. Nope, they got him. Swinging strikeout towards the lower half to retire one to bring up another in Toby Huber, the Cincinnati native. Toby Huber up to bat with 1 out. Derek Almeida on a swinging strikeout to start off the contest. The pitch is inside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Off the barrel and behind of the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike for Toby Huber. Sitting comfortably in the 2 spot. Led off in the early games. One from Wimberley. Foul ball once more. Early in this game here, Wimberley throws the breaking balls down low. But Huber this time really trying to get this in play. 1-2 pitch. This one flies foul towards the right side again. It remains 1-2. Couple of foul balls. That's the third on Huber. The 6th pitch against Toby Huber on the way from Wimberley. Up high. One out so far. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Another batter is retired on strikeouts. Here comes Gavin Miller, the Panther from U-Pitt. Two away in the top of the first, both on swinging strikeouts. Almeida and Huber retired. Echevarria, the cleanup man, due up for the Aces as Gavin Miller roofs this foul. Two out so far. Scoreless game in Charles County, Maryland, as Wimberly places the 0-1 pitch low and inside. Two outs on the Aces. Nobody on base. In a scoreless game early on in this ball game. The 1-1. Big time swing and a miss for Gavin Miller. Had a good eye on it. He did not go around. Gavin Miller has 8 hits on the season. It is an even count. It could go either way. Miller struck out 7 times this summer for the Aces. The 2-2 with 2 out. Nope, they got him. They got him swinging. He went around to retire 3. Wimberly is hot early on. Had 1 strikeout before in the last time the Aces were here. Now Wimberly has got 3 to start off the day for the Senators in a scoreless game. Three on and 3 off. Bottom of the first, A.J. Murray up on the mound. Looked really sharp against the Thunderbolts. Did not have a strikeout in that game. It's still a scoreless game as the leadoff man for the Senators is up in Nick Flores. Trock due up. And Steven Krause in the hole. First offering, up high. And we've got a great group of players here that have joined the chat. It's Connor Hutchison. How you doing, Connor?
Good,
Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Looked sharp yesterday in the win against the Grays.
Yeah. It's great.
The 1-0 in the inner corner. So now it is 1 ball, 1 strike. Talk to me about how you felt yesterday, Connor, going up against a great team in the Grays.
Yeah. The last week we didn't have many games because of the weather, so it was great to get out there again and play some baseball.
1-1 down low.
Filled the zone up, gave my team a chance to win. That's all I can do. It was great.
Yeah.
Mason and Steph Curry came in and closed the door and threw well too, so
That's right.
it's great to be back out there again in the good weather.
A great effort. 8 days we've missed games.
Crazy.
That must be on your psyche as this pitch is lifted near foul territory and the catch is made by Huber from a second base spot. But what have you been doing these last couple of days? You know, with the postponement and everything?
Yeah, you know, I binge watched 4 seasons of Stranger Things in a matter of a week and a half. That was pretty fun. A lot of lifting, a lot of working out, mobility, taking care of my body.
Was a new season of The Stranger Things?
That comes out Thanksgiving break.
Oh, wow.
Give
So
myself
season 4?
Yeah, season 5.
Season 5.
Yes, sir.
1 out so far on a pop out, and this is a fly ball deep to shallow, or no, that's deep left, and it'll drop down the warning track, and a man is on. It is Adam Truck, the center fielder. A.J. Murray gives up the first hit of the day, bringing up another player, and Steven Krause, the first baseman. Yeah, Connor Hutchison, man. A great player from Ball State. How's it like? How's the college life like out there in Muncie, Indiana?
Ball State's great. Muncie's a small town. A lot of people go there because of Ball State, obviously. It's a great school. Great group of guys there, too. I love my teammates. Not far from home. It's like an hour 30, so it's a light drive. But I'm used to being in a small town, so.
There's a strike on Steven Krause, the first baseman, bats left. Adam Truck's on base on a double out towards shallow left. The 0-1 outside trying to stretch the zone. Is there anything you like to do out there? You know, you're talking about how it's very nice and very small.
Yeah.
Anything you like to do out there?
Not much. School and baseball. That's about it. Hanging out with my friends. Like it's just a small cornfield town, so not a lot to do.
This one blooped in front of Call again, rounding third and heading home. The throw, not in time. The first run of the day and an RBI double for Steven Krause to plate through Adam Trauck.
Now batting, number 22, Danny Suroway.
What turned into a great time with 4 Aces players up here.
Yeah.
Already a run given up.
Yeah, I think we're bad luck up here. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I think I'm bad luck. I'm just talking to you guys. That's what it is.
A lot of game left. It's first inning.
First inning with 1 man on in scoring position in Krause. RBI double for him. Danny Suroway, the third baseman, fouls this one away. Talk to me about the game of A.J. Murray. He's very composed.
Yeah, he's a young kid. Was a freshman last year. He's definitely looks like he's got experience. He's very composed as a young kid, which is good. He honestly has the mound presence of an upperclassman, which is good for him. And if he keeps rolling like that, he'll be a good pitcher.
A rising sophomore for Bucknell as he stretches it again. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. The pop fly for Nick Flores retire him into the glove of Toby Huber. Then 2 doubles. Krause is at second. Now the 1-1. What
Sword.
a great take, but it is a strike. Nobody wants to talk to me, it seems like. 1-2 from A.J. Murray. This one stays foul. Got another guy coming up to the All right. Coming up to the mic. Hello, Lucas Smith.
How's it going, Ollie?
Yeah, Wake Tech Community College guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me about how you've been enjoying the Aces so far.
It's fun. Getting to play with some older guys. Being in a 2-year school, we don't really get the experience of having juniors and seniors, so it's definitely a little bit of a different experience. But all
Another
great guys.
floating pitch that's hit well into right field.
Oh God.
Here comes another player, Danny Sorwick. Has himself an RBI double. And Kraus is the second run of the day for the Senators. Third hit of the day early on in this ball game. 2 straight RBI doubles in this order. Lucas Granum comes up. And on deck is Jax Nichols. 2 outs so far. Good take. 1-0 count with 2 out. Oh, man. After that one just went foul, A.J. Murray went down, thought it was going his way. But he's fine. Lucas Smith, you don't see that too often.
No, hopefully AJ's all right.
But tell me about your host experience. You living with who?
I'm living with Frank Fannin.
Principal president of the team?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been fun. I also live with Riley Norton.
Riley Norton.
Elon guy, yeah, living with Frank's been fun. He's taking care of us, and we've gotten to know his son, Jackson, pretty well. So had some neat experiences living with the owner.
2-1 on the way for A.J. Murray. Local boy. A wicked fastball, I should say.
Yeah.
You mentioned the young kid Jackson. What have you been teaching him? In terms of baseball, that is.
He's a competitor. I guess teaching him to keep his head on his shoulders and not to get worked up when things go wrong. But he's a good kid and good competitor for sure.
All right, Gradham walks to first with 2 out. Sork was retired, as well as Nick Flores. Jack Nichols, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Catcher from Jacksonville State. A.J. Murray's trying to pound the zone, but it keeps going a little bit low. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he always pounds his zone. His stuff's good, for sure. But obviously things haven't gone his way so far, but I'm sure he'll bounce back.
The 1-0 off the plate and towards the dugout of the Senators. A.J. Murray, 1 on, 2 out. Senators have a commanding lead early on, and as this one goes inside again. One, two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Upper half. The crowd in this suite does not like that last call. What do you think, Lucas?
I thought it was definitely there.
Even-handed pitch, 2-2 count. Went around, swinging strikeout to retire another. So early on in this one, a pop fly and then 2 straight runs. That's all she wrote as they leave on for 1 going into the top of the second. Great group joins us. Another guy steps up to the mic. How you doing, Aiden? Aiden O'Brien.
Yes, sir.
Was it Shippensburg that you played for?
Fordham.
That's right, Fordham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that last bit of sequence. A.J. Murray went and gave up 2 runs, but was strong on the strikeout.
Yeah, I mean, did a good job filling up the zone. They got a few lucky knocks there, found some holes in the field, but battled back, limited the damage, and kept it close here for our hitters.
Right. And tell us about what you've been doing these last couple of days as the games have been postponed.
I've just been doing the usual, working out, throwing, trying to stay on the same schedule as we would be if we were playing, trying to stay consistent, and kind of just hoping to get back out here. It's nice that we're finally back out here in some nice weather.
For sure, for sure. As the top of the second gets going and underway, Ernie Echevarria due up, Gavin Degnan on deck. And what was a quick turnaround? 3 straight swinging strikeouts for Nick Wimberly, who's on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, definitely facing a good arm here. Just got to hope to get guys on, get guys over, and get guys in against a good pitcher like him.
Yeah. And how do you go about when you're out on the mound? What's your mindset like?
For me, I'm just trying to stay as composed and calm as possible because anything can happen out there on the mound. So you got to be able to stay composed when things don't go wrong, which can be a common experience for a lot of pitchers, no matter if you're Paul Skeens or just a regular guy like us.
That's your favorite ball player right now?
I do like Paul Skeens a lot. Yeah.
Nice. So now it's Ernie Echevarria, fresh from coming back from Florida, batting to start things off in the second, and he looks at ball 1 outside. Aces down by 2 runs, and it's a called strike in the inner half of the zone. One pitch, lifted to shallow right. Does not get away from the infield. It's the catch made by Calvin Cook to retire 1. What's great about this game, right? If you give up a hit like that and it's well hit into the outfield, your infield, your players that are behind you, they're gonna make the play.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what it's a big help playing for such a talented team. Not really having to worry about like liabilities in the defense. We got a strong group of guys behind us. It's really nice. Ouch.
Gavin Degnan, recipient of a hit by pitch to himself the first. Bet you the last time you thought about weaknesses in your infield would have been like what, Little League?
Yeah, maybe up to like beginning of high school, but haven't had to worry about that for a while.
Yeah.
Especially playing with the guys here.
How do you deal with people like that?
It's just part of the game. Like it'll come, even at high levels, it'll come. Some guys make mistakes all the time. Just playing through it, staying composed.
1 out, and the Senators lead it 2-0. As it's Gavin Degnan at first, and Michael Powell.
Get through.
It's a grounder, sharp one. That's off the glove of Cook.
Here we go.
Rounding the third is Echevarria. A 1-out single for Michael Powell.
That's what we need. That's what I'm talking about. It seemed like an easy ground ball right over his glove.
Yeah, returning guy from the 2024 squad. Got the first hit for the Aces. How is Michael Powell like just to talk around in person?
Good. I mean, I've been playing for the Aces organization for
Primetime?
Yeah, more than half my life. So I've known Mike for also more than half my life. Great dude, great guy on and off the field.
Trying to repeat the same thing that just happened with Powell on the single. Hankerson lines this foul around the third base or first base line, that is. And runners in the corners is the Aces looking to drive in the first run of the day. Gavin Degnan at third. Michael Powell at first on a single. And up high for Hankerson, a good eye. Now the 1-1 pitch with 2 on, 1 out. Went around and chased. Nick Wimberly unwinds the 1-2, looking for his 4th strikeout of this ball game. Now that's an even count. Went outside. Boy, it's another thing when you start early with a strong inning, but now you got 2 players on. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's part of the game. You know, these guys had a strong inning against us. We got something going here.
Nope. It's a called strikeout to retire Hankerson. Yeah, there's a total of 4 people in here with me. We've got to talk to Lucas Smith, got to talk to Connor Hutchison. Had the win yesterday. Now Stephen Curry. Adhem Sahabzada looks at ball 1. Strike 1, that is. How you doing, Stephen Curry?
I'm doing good, Ali. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How do you feel about yesterday's win?
I felt good. Felt good to finally get on the field. You know, go start our long journey here, a bunch of games out with a win. Just need to continue that momentum going forward here.
4th strikeout, and Sahabzada grounds this to second. Nope, he is in time. It's an infield single, and an RBI on top of that as Degnan crosses the plate. And the Aces finally get themselves a run here in Charles County. This game, guys, it just goes by very quick. You don't see what happens, really.
Yes.
But there must have been a time where you were a hitter before. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah. Up until about college, I started to focus on the pitching side of the game. But as my young career kept going, kept hitting, it's kind of like a thing I kind of enjoyed more than pitching until I kind of started to excel in the pitching aspect of the game, and I kind of focused on that a little more. And then once I kind of gained a little more skill on the pitching side, it's kind of had to put away the hitting aspect of the game. And now look, I got to where I am today.
Yeah. Very solid Seton Hall guy. A good take for Connor, or excuse me, that's John Colligan, the Troy, Ohio native. The 1-1.
Oh,
Ball number
Scored.
2. And it gets away from the second baseman, and Cook skirts into the outfield. Another run comes in. Michael Powell from second to home. Steph Curry, the game is tied.
just like that, we're back. It's a whole different ball game. Like we said earlier, there's a lot of game left. Anything can happen.
Yeah. And now you've got a mound visit. It is the head skipper for the Senators, Scott Middleton, having a quick word. I think we're done here. Everybody's going to leave us.
Thank you,
All right,
Ollie.
hello.
Hey, let's go
Thank
Aces.
you. Yeah, let's go Aces. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah. John Colligan played ball for West Potomac High. Now at Ball State, the outfielder. After the mound visit. 2 out and 1 man on at third. And it goes outside. 3-1 count with 2 outs. And the game is tied. An unearned run comes across. Nope, they call it a strike. Full count now on John Colligan, the 9 hitter in this order. Looking to bat around. And Derek Almeida on deck. Looking to pay it off is Nick Wemberly. The full count pitch. just hooks it foul. John Culligan in it now, awaiting his 7th pitch in this at-bat. Another foul ball for John Colligan. Still a 3-2 count. With 2 out, Sahebzada got onto base on an infield single, moved up to third on a throwing error from Jax Nichols. He is at third. John Colligan. The 8th pitch is a pay it off. To pay it off is Nick Wimberly, and another foul ball. This is the 4th one in this at-bat for Colligan. To pay it off once more, Weber unloads, and it is low. The runners are in the corners. The base runners are in the corners again. Colligan moves up to first on a walk. A 2-out walk for him springs up Derek Almeida. Struck out swinging to start off the ball game. The game is tied up at 2. A single for Michael Powell. And then Sahebzada, an infield single, drove in Gavin Degnan. And the first offering drops, and it is in the glove of Smale, who slides through to strand 1. Not before the Aces rally and get 2 runs on the board. 1 unearned, 1 earned. It was an RBI infield single from Sahebzada to bring in Gavin Degnan. Early on in this season, though, as we get into the top of the 3rd inning, A.J. Murray did give up 2 runs early, then settled in with his first strikeout of the day to retire Jax Nichols. One of the things that the Aces have been hard on is playing error-free baseball. And they've done it yesterday in the win against the Grays, did not give up an error. And it looks like they won't do it here, as they don't have they do have 1, but mostly has to go against the Senators. They got 2. 2 errors and 1 unearned run. The Aces tie this game up. 7, 8, 9 for the Senators start things off in the 3rd. Calvin Cook due up, and Smale on deck. Here is Calvin Cook. Struck out once in the last time he played against the Aces. He's going to bat left, and he is awaiting the first offer from Murray in the top of the 3rd. And it comes screaming into the zone. Strike 1 for the leadoff man. And this time, stretching it was Murray. It went down low. One inside and low. Calvin Cook was the 8 hitter in this lineup. Struck out in the 3rd against Connor Hutchison. We heard from him just a short while ago. A 2-1. in the inner half, and strike number 2 evens up the count. This one's lifted into center field. Well hit, tracking it all the way through. What a great play by John Colligan. Walked in the second. Now retires 1 to bring up Dawson Smale. Logan Tribble on deck after Dawson Smale's first at-bat of the day. 2 hits for the Senators came in the last inning in the first one. Both of them were doubles for Trout and Surowick. And the first offering was low for ball 1. A.J. Murray painting it around the zone. Now he's behind on the count 3-0. And gets a strike to boot. So 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. 1 out on Calvin Cook on the flyout deep to center field. Nobody on, 1 out. Tied game 2-2 at all. And a walk as it went low and inside. A free pass for Smale to bring up Logan Tribble, the 9-hitter. Logan Tribble, the 9-hitter. Looking to get on base. This was hit into third base. Gavin Miller does not hold on to it. And a man is on base safely. It is Tribble to first, and to third is Dawson Smale. Or second, that is. He's at second. What a great play. A 1-out single to bring up Nick Flores, who popped it into shallow left field. Foul ball to start this next at-bat for him. A put out in the first, followed by Adam Trout, who is on deck. This one up the middle for Nick Flores, rounding third and digging home. The throw is not in time. All the way from John Colligan back to the plate. Flores plates through the third run of the day for the Senators. It was Smale from third to home. Tribble moves up to second. RBI single on a liner up the middle. There's a conference out there. Almeida, as well as Michael Powell having word. A.J. Murray only has 1 strikeout, but has given up 2 walks. As the Bucknell Bison looks to get out of this inning. He has some insurance. 1 out so far on a flat from Calvin Cook. 1 run so far in this inning. to boot with 2 runs. 2 men on. And the pitch. Just a bit outside for Adam Trout. Bats left today. The 1-0 just a bit in the inside. This one sharply grounded to Powell at first. He was trying to throw it to second, and he just turned around. And the speedy base runner in Trout is on first. Infield single for him. The bases are loaded for the Senators' first time today. Two infield singles and an RBI single to plate through Smale. Brings up Steven Krause, the first baseman. Looking to get the Senators. Nope. It's going to just line up the 3-4 hole. 2-run score. They're going to throw it all the way to third. Not in time. 2 runs come across. It is now 5-2. Senators on top. They were testing first base all the way.
22, Danny Suroway.
And Chris Brissett gonna come up, have a quick chat with Murray. Chris Brissett, we've just heard from one of our players up here, Aiden O'Brien, primetime ace member. One of the leading heads in that program. And Chris Brissett having another chat with another primetime alumnus, A.J. Murray. His first action since they played against the Thunderbolts. Did not have a strikeout. And on top of that, he did not give up any runs. So now the Senators reclaim the lead just like that. 3 runs come across. 2 players on, 1 player out. Trout's at third. Got onto base on an infield single. And a 2 RBI single for Krause. He's at first. Danny Suroway put out in the last inning. Looks at strike 1. 1 out so far. Calvin Cook on a fly ball deep to center field. The 0-1. Outside and up high. In the air to right. It's going to drop in front of Degnan. Here comes Trout to the plate. An RBI double for Suroway. And a 4-run lead for the Senators.
Now batting, number 10, Lucas
Lucas Gratham walked. His runners are in the corners yet again. This one chopped fair to Almeida. And the second out. Already the second out to bring up Jax Nichols as the Senators bat around the order. House at third, Serwick at second. Just inside for Jax Nichols. An RBI double for Serwick gives him his third RBI on the season. Jax Nichols has 2 hits on the season, looking for his third himself as he looks this one inside again. The 2-0 hugs the lower corner. Already the 3-0 pitch, and it goes inside. A free pass to load the bases a second time in this inning. Three base runners on with 2 out, and the Senators lead it by 4 runs. And up to bat is who started this off. It is Calvin Cook. Pops this one, fly ball for Tripp or E.J. Hankerson to get the third out to leave 3 on. But not before 4 runs come across for the Senators as we go on into the top of the 3rd inning. Nick Wimberly still up on the mound for the Senators. Has 4 strikeouts so far. But it was an interesting last inning. 2 runs for the Aces after they're down 2-0 in the first. And then they gave up 4 runs on 5 hits in the previous inning in the second. So it's Toby Huber, the 2-hitter, due up. Gavin Miller, the 3-hitter behind him. 2, 3, 4 to start things off for the Aces in the top of the 3rd. Huber takes a swing at the first offering, and he fouls it behind. No balls, 2 or 1 strike to Huber. The leadoff man in the 3rd, trying to get on base. Upstairs. This one in the air to shallow left. Coming up to the center fielder truck for the out. They retire one, Huber. And it's Gavin Miller, struck out in his last at-bat. Gavin Miller looks in ball one upstairs. Strike one in the inner half. Outside on the 1-1 pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. Aces trail by 4 runs. 6-2 is the score. And the pitch. You went around it. Gavin Miller, even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Two pitch from Wimberly. Upstairs again. And a full count for Gavin Miller with nobody on and 1 out. A free pass for Miller to bring up Ernie Echevarria, who popped it to shallow left. Ernie Echevarria looks in strike one. The one goes low. Gavin Miller on base on a 1-out walk. It's his second walk, or the 6th walk of the season for him. Aces down by 4 runs. And the pitch goes up high for Jax Nichols. Miller does not tag up. He's still at first. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ernie Echevarria. And the 2-1 on the way. Dead center. It's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nope, swinging strikeout to retire the second. Gavin Degnan coming up. Hit by pitch. Played it through on an RBI infield single for Sahebzada. Gavin Degnan comes up for his second plate appearance in the contest. Miller still at first on his 6th walk of the season. 2 out after the strikeout to Echevarria. And Degnan with a great eye looks at ball 1. In the air to shallow. This one's in the shallow left center. And into the glove of Trout, who stepped to make the catch. They strand 1 on and retire 3, and we're in the middle of the 3rd. The Senators still lead by 4 runs, 6-2. Bottom of the third. Senators looking to add more runs in. They won't do it without A.J. Murray on the mound. This time it is Kitco, the reliever. In there now. I have to apologize to you. That's Nate Lake out there, number 33. Nathan Lake will start things off against Dawson Smale. And a quick word from Echevarria to Lake. Rising freshman, heading to Shippensburg University. Played ball in Falls Church, Virginia. Left-handed pitcher throws in ball one to Dawson Smale. And a strike to boot. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Nate Lake unwinds the 1-1 and it is low. He's in relief of A.J. Murray, who had only 1 strikeout but gave up 3 walks through 2 innings pitched. And now the 2-1 from Lake. Low and inside. Great take. And the leadoff walk for Smale to bring up Logan Tribble. 1-for-1 infield single. Back in an inning in the second, that is, where the Senators had 4 runs on 5 hits. Tribble is the guy who can get it done, as you see. Looking to get his second hit of the day. Instead, he looks at strike 1 against Nathan Lake, the left-hander. Oh, 1 fouled into the dirt. Tribble comes into this game. .370 batting average. He's got 11 hits, 10 coming into today. Can he get his second and his 12th on the season here against Nathan Lake? After a foul ball, he is down in the count. The 0-2 paints it outside. A 1-2 pitch. Soft grounder to Almeida. The throw from second to first. They get the 2 outs. What a great play. 2 outs. It is 6-4-3 to retire both Smale and Tribble to bring up Nick Flores, who himself had a single in the second inning. An RBI single to plate through Tribble. Nate Lake looks sharp here. Couple of strikes early on against Tribble, and he delivers another one. This one to the batter, Nick Flores. 0-1 is the count already. 2 outs and nobody on. Senators lead it by 4 runs, 6-2. Nate Lake pours it a just wide of the zone. This one drops in behind Gavin Miller, and Flores is going to round his way on over to second. Standing up, it's a 2-out double for him to bring up Trout. Flores' second hit of the day. He came into the day with 12, make it 14 on the season for him. He stands at second. Adam Trout, he has 2 hits himself, a double and an infield single. 2 out, 1 on, and the first offering inside. It's a strike. A double for Nick Flores on a liner that drops in front of Hankerson as Nate Lake bottoms out the 0-1 pitch. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 out against Adam Trout. And the 1-1 pitch inside again. Strong showing for Nate Lake. The last 2 pitches bottomed out on him. Another low pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 out. In the bottom of the 3rd inning. A potential 7th run is at second in Flores. 3-1 is a called strike 2. Paid off. It drops in front of Huber. And here comes the 7th run of the home. He crosses the plate standing. 7th run for the Senators. They have a 5-run lead here in Charles County. An RBI single for Trout springs up Steven Krause. Just like Trout, who got his 3rd hit of the day, Krause has second coming into the 3rd inning. 1 on, 2 out. And it's a called strike in the outer half. Against Krause, Nate Lake trying to close it out in this inning. They're going to throw to first. Powell, a strong arm throw, not in time. Derek Almeida just jumped over the bag, and a sliding Trout moves up to second. Stolen base for him. And back at the plate, it's a strike. So it is an 0-1 count. The pitch on a breaking ball. And as you heard there, just a bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man on. The stolen base for Trout moves him up. This one grazes the barrel and it goes foul. Off the bat of Krause. An RBI double to plate across Trout in the 1st. And a 2 RBI single to drive in Flores and Trout in the 2nd. Looking to add the 8th on the board. And this time he looks in ball 2. Steven Krause, the 2-2 pitch. This one into the glove of Almeida. What a nice snag. He jumped up sprawling to make the catch. Strands one. Nate Lake looks sharp here. Did not have a strikeout, but made the batters play really well. The Senators nonetheless lead it by 5 runs. Start of the 4th inning for the Aces. They are down by 5 runs. Their best inning so far came in the 2nd. As Michael Powell had himself a single. Played it through. He looks at ball 1 to start things off. The leadoff guy, E.J. Hankerson on deck. And Sebzada in the hole. 6, 7, 8 to start things off for the Aces. Powell looks in strike 1. This one fouled across the plate. Powell, one of the strongest hitters on this team. 6 hits on the season, .231 batting average. Paints it to the side of the zone. Goes Wimberly. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch coming up already for Nick Wimberly, the Port St. John, Florida native. It's a full count now on the leadoff man, Michael Powell. Plays ball for the Penn Quakers. Looking to get on base with a 7th hit of the season. Can he get it? This one's hit well into right field. Backing up to make the catch, Dawson Smale for out number 1. The right fielder, Smale, snags on to the fly ball from Michael Powell. Springs up E.J. Hankerson, struck out looking in his last plate appearance. Ball 1 low for Hankerson. Wimberly plays ball for Florida Atlantic. Unwinds the 1-0. Strike 1 in the inner half. This one pops up foul. And in behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hankerson, nobody on, 1 out. The fly out to retire 1 in Powell. Sahebzada on deck. And Wimberly unwinds the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it drops into the dirt. Nichols, a sharp throw to first. 2 out to bring up Sahebzada. In the transfer portal, played spring ball for the Revolutionaries in the A-10. And the first offering is fouled behind against Sahebzada. A local boy from Great Falls, Virginia. Getting a good look against Wimberly, who looks strong in this game. 5 strikeouts and has given up only 1 walk. To go along with a hit by pitch and another foul ball for Sahebzada. Oh, 2 pitch. Lifted in the air to right. And another out. This time Smale jogs over to make the catch. Sahebzada is out on a fly ball just as the same way as Powell. 3 up, 3 down for the Senators. Looking to add more. They're going to come up to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. After a strong performance in the 2nd inning, 4 runs on 5 hits, they mellowed out the Senators' batting order, only producing 1 run and 2 hits against the Aces and pitcher Nate Lake doing a bit of damage early on. 6-4-3 double play, retired 2, then 2 runs after that. So now, let's see how the Aces do. And Nate Lake in particular going up against Surwick, leadoff man, Gradham on deck. Surwick put out in the first. An RBI double to boot in the second. What a nice snag for Powell. Just shuffles it on across to Lake for the out. A sharp grounder just almost went by the tip of his glove. Powell slid on it. A sharp grounder hugging the right field line, and he made a nice snag. Three 3-1 put out brings up Gradham, who grounded out to short in the second. And the first offering eventually made it across the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, and now the 1-0. Right in front of me, and it is foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on, 1 out. As the Senators lead it by 5. 7-2 is the score here in Waldorf. Nate Lake throws the 1-1 pitch and it bottoms out against Gratham, looking for his first hit of the day. Instead, he will look at strike number 2, an even count with 1 out. Two. This one chopped to short. Almeida, sharp throw, and it's in time to retire the second. And bringing up Jax Nichols, who also is looking for his first hit of the day.
Now batting number 4, Nichols.
Nathan Lake in relief of A.J. Murray, making these batters work here. He pours across a strike and another one to boot. 2 pitches and already ahead in the count against Jax Nichols, the catcher. Tennessee native lifts this in the air to center, and Colligan sidesteps and makes the catch. All smiles for Nate Lake as he comes back to the dugout. 3 on and 3 out. As we move on to the 5th inning here in Waldorf. Top of the 5th here in Waldorf, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Senators. Kyle Hard of Iona University on the mound in relief of Wimberley. 4 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts to his name, and 2 walks surrendered off of 2 runs and 2 hits. The day is over for Wimberley. Kyle Hard, the right-hander, is going to take it as long as his head skipper Middleton can handle. He's going to go up against John Colligan, who walked in the second. 9-1-2 is the order for the Aces to start off the 5th. Down by 5 runs. The Aces gave up 4 in the second inning, after they tied it up 2-2 in the top of the second. Sharp play by the reliever in Nate Lake to keep the Aces in it. It's just a matter of if they can scratch and claw their way back in it. 3 of their 4 games, they were in it, and they walked it off. See if they can do it for the 4th time this season. Colligan looks at ball 1 just inches away from his torso. Kyle Hard unwinds the 1-0 And it goes wide. The 2-0 from Hard. Up the middle for Colligan. A leadoff single for one. Nice grounder towards the arm side of Kyle Hard, the pitcher. Brings up Derek Almeida, the California native. Leadoff single springs up Almeida, who looks in ball one down low. Colligan has his first hit of the day. Almeida's looking for his first. Flew out into right field in his last at-bat in the second as he looks at ball number 2, low and away. He started things off for the Aces with a swinging strikeout against Nick Wimberly, the first of 6 today for him. The 2-0 just gets away from the glove of Nichols to spring up Colligan from first to second. Colligan moves up to second. Almeida up to bat after the third ball. The pitch. Strike one in the inner corner. Nobody out. Aces have a potential third run at second. Almeida trying to drive him in. Can he do it? He's up in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hard unwinds the 3-1. Strike 2. Full count now. You might have faintly heard the intercom say finish him. The Senators looking for out number 1 and Hard's first strikeout. He's going to have to wait a little bit as Almeida flies it foul towards the right side. They'll redo the 3-2 pitch in a moment. Colligan is at second. The 3-2 is outside and a walk for Almeida. First time he's on base, Toby Huber comes up to bat. He has not been on base himself. Struck out swinging in the first, and then a pop fly to the glove of Adam Trout in the third. This is the top of the 5th with 2 men on and no out. Nice grounder for Toby Huber. He's got himself a no-out single, an infield single, off of a grounder right in front of Nick Flores. Aces look sharp here. The first hit, or the second hit of this inning, has the bases loaded for Gavin Miller, who grounds this right in front of the third baseman, Surowich, and Colligan moves up to home, and he has the third run of the day for the Aces. Bases still loaded. And here comes another mound visit. This time it is the head skipper, Scott Middleton, having a quick word with Kyle Hard. Has been solid up to this point. Gave up 2 hits. And then after that, an RBI single for Gavin Miller. Ernie Art Echevarria. Huber and Miller each have their first hit of the day. Both of them on singles, testing either the shortstop or the third baseman. Echevarria looks in strike one. Hard unwinds the 0-1 pitch, and Echevarria fouls it off. Kyle Hard in relief of Nick Wimberly, looking for his first strikeout. He could get it here against Echevarria. Instead, it's fouled behind again. They'll redo the 0-2 pitch. It'll be the third pitch against Echevarria in this at-bat. Struck out swinging in the third. Echevarria chops this one foul. Just behind the third baseline. So it will remain 0-2 with no outs. 3 base runners on for the Aces. And the pitch from Hard. Strike 3 to retire him. Echevarria swinging strikeout. And the first strikeout of the day for Hard. The Mahwah, New Jersey native, retires one. Gavin Degnan on, looking for his first hit. Just like Huber, Miller, and Almeida before him. Huber, Miller, and Almeida, they're at third, second, and first respectively for the Aces. 1 out on the strikeout to Echevarria. And the pitch. Roofs this foul. Another foul ball for Gavin Degnan. Similar to how Ernie Echevarria played against Kyle Hard. 2 foul balls puts him in the spot. 1 out. 3 base runners on for the Aces and the pitch. Bottoms out on the pitcher and Hard. One, two in the air to shallow left center, and it drops in front of the warning track. Here comes Almeida, Huber. They both score, and the Aces are climbing into this one. They are down 5-7. They are down by 2 runs. The 5th hit brings in 2. Miller's at third, and Degnan is at second on an RBI double. Springing on Michael Powell. The Aces have life here in Charles County. See if Michael Powell can add a little more to it. 2 RBI double for Degnan. And the first offering gets away from Nichols to spring up the 6th run. Gavin Miller from third scores. And the Aces are down by 1 run after a wild pitch from Hard. On the wild pitch, Degnan moves up to third. And this one, a sharp grounder. Drops in front of base hit in front of Smale. Degnan comes across. And just like that, the Aces tie this game up. Another mound visit for Middleton. The day signaled over. Another pitcher on. Coming up, the day's over for Kyle Hard. Gave up an outstanding 5 runs in this inning. His day's over with only 1 strikeout. Hang tight as I take a look at who the new pitcher is. It's the left-handed pitcher in Jacob Seek, the only one in the bullpen today available for the Senators who pitches left-handed. Who'll get the nod? Jacob Seek plays locally for Frederick Community College. He's a rising sophomore from Easton, Maryland. Day's over for Kyle Hard. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. But 5 runs so far. We'll have to see what happens with Michael Powell afterwards. But an RBI single up the 3-4 hole. Which played it across a runner and Gavin Degnan. Aces down by 5 coming into this one. They do get 5 runs across. An early rally for the Aces. Looking very sharp after a huge win on a walk-off walk. 2-1 win against the Grays. And this is something you got to think about. Previously for the Aces, 3 times they were the regular season champions. They are no slouch. And they're potentially on the cusp, if they can get more runs through, a potential second straight win. It'll come against a scorching red-hot Senators team after a shocker against the Braves in Lorton to start their season. Went on to have 9 straight wins against teams like Olney recently and the DC Grays as well. EJ Hankerson comes up to the bat, comes up to the plate. Strike 1 his way against Jacob Seek. They're just going to look at first, and they pick him off. Wow. Michael Powell did not see that one coming. It's the second out to retire a base runner in Michael Powell. Ball 1 for E.J. Hankerson after the pickoff. Hankerson fouls this one behind. 1-2 pitch, and Hankerson's out on a swinging strikeout. Not after an early surge for the Aces. 5 runs off of 5 hits and nobody on base. Nobody left on base. And the first strikeout for Jacob Seek brings us into the middle of the 5th. All knotted for the second time today. After an impressive inning for the Aces, we're in the bottom of the 5th. Calvin Cook leading things off. Smale on deck. See if the Senators can add a little bit more runs. They're tied up at 7-7 as Cook looks in strike one. An impressive inning, 5-run, 5-hit inning for the Aces. And it's still Nate Lake up there on the mound. And I think this is going to be the first time the Aces, their bullpen, the people in there, really look sharp. Nathan Lake, what a great strikeout. Caught him looking. The bullpen feeling themselves. They are really coming together after an improbable win yesterday against the Grays. They sit at 4-6, third in the standings. Tied up at 7-7. And the second man up, it is Smale. He looks in ball one after a reverse case strikeout against Cook. 1-0 pitch, 1-1 count. Lower half. A 1-1 into the dirt for Nathan Lake. The 2-1 on the way. Chopped foul. The 2-2 on the way. Fouled into the plate. The 2-2. Another called strikeout. Nate Lake is starting to clamp down. Aces are playing such confidence right now. Confident pitching leads to confident hits. The Aces are doing both so far. 2 called strikeouts against Cook and Smale brings up Tribble. Infield single for him in the second. And after that, grounded it into double play. 6-4-3 in the third. A called strike his way. That's Tribble up at the plate. One pitch just stretched low. Now the 2-1 pitch. This time upstairs. Two out in this inning. Nobody on. Tied game, 7-7. This one fouled into the bullpen of the Aces. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out against Tribble. The 9-hitter, left fielder, returning to this Senators lineup in 2025. Played a crucial part in the 2024 campaign. To pay it off, it's a sharp grounder to Powell. Shuffles it on over to Lake. And they get the out, sprawling to touch the bag before the pitcher was Tribble. Walks off dejected, talking to first base coach in Austin Delaney. But the Aces cooking with fire. Great pitching from Lake sends us to the top of the 6th inning in Charles County. So still on the mound, heading into the top of the 6th, Jacob Seek, the Easton, Maryland native, in relief of Kyle Hard, who gave up 5 runs and 5 hits. But looked very sharp, had his first strikeout of the day against E.J. Hankerson. So to start things off, 8-9-1, Sahebzada, due up. John Colligan, who got us going in the 5th, is on deck after Adhem, the designated hitter. Derek Almeida in the hole to start things off for the Aces. Sahebzada bats left. He's at the plate. Let's see if the Aces can take the lead against a Senators team that has the best record in the league. A soft grounder up to first. Immediately, it's an out. You could go either way because once Jacob Seek got up there, Sahebzada was screaming towards the bag. 1 away with Colligan coming up to bat. Sabzada out on the 3-1 putout. Seek unwinds the pitch, and he pours it across the lower half of the zone. Another pitch from Seek that just screams by the zone. An even count with 1 out and nobody on. In a tied ball game, 7-7 is the score. Seek. Same spot. This time he hugs the low and away corner. It's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And you could probably tell Jacob Seek has a bit of a nice looking arm slot. Just very powerful when he zips it across the zone. 1-2 on the way. Right into the wheelhouse of the shortstop. Flores throws it across the first for the out. 2 outs already after a strong performance by Nathan Lake in the bottom of the 5th. They'll bring up Derek Almeida. 2 quick outs. Yet Almeida's looking for his first hit. He walked in the 5th, played it through on an RBI single from Miller, but before that, flew out to right field, struck out swinging in the 1st. Top of the 6th, to 3rd. It's Sorwick to 1st. 3 up, 3 down. Seek pounds the zone early, and then the last few batters ground it as we're in the middle of the 6th already in a tied game. 7-7, all in Charles County, Maryland. It is still Nate Lake's mound for the time being as we move on to the bottom of the 6th with the Aces not doing much. 3 up, 3 down, and 3 putouts. 3-1 for Sabzada on a grounder to 1st. Afterwards, a ground out into the left portion of the infield. Starting things off is Nick Flores after a strong performance by Nate Lake, registering his 2 first strikeouts of the game. Time was called. Now Nick Flores is going to come up to the plate. Looking for his 3rd straight hit of the day. A double in the 3rd, an RBI single in the 2nd, and the first offering down low. Just foul for Nick Flores. That just stays foul. It hugged the third base line. Miller charged at it. Not long after the third base umpire called it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. The leadoff man, Nick Flores, looking for his 3rd hit of the game. It's hit well into the air to left field. Hankerson's on it for out number 1. Out number 1 to start off the bottom of the 6th. Flores is retired. Adam Trout, 3 straight hits to his name. In the first, a double. In the second, an infield single. And an RBI single to bring in Nick Flores in the 3rd. He chases after the first pitch he sees, and he hits it foul off the plate. This one in front of Almeida, and it squirts through the 5-6 hole. A 1-out single for Adam Trout, the center fielder. His 4th hit of the day, and it's the 10th hit of the day for the Senators, bringing up Steven Krause. Put out in the 3rd. Not after he had 2 hits, both of them RBIs. An RBI double and 2 RBI single. They look at, oh, wow. Already the throw from Nathan Lake to retire another. So in a hurry, 2 outs, a fly out and then a put out. Ball number 1 to the plate. This one into the glove of Powell after it touched the ground. He'll touch the bag after that. So they caught him stealing Adam Trout. And then after that, a nice little grounder. Powell is on it. And the Aces and the Senders still tied it at 7-7 here in Charles County. The sun's starting to set. This is a very confident Aces team. Not after they gave up their 10th hit, gave up a 10th hit against the Senators. The Aces just relentless chasing after Trout. And they have a 3-up, 3-down inning going into the top of the 7th. Aces did not do much in the 6th. 3-up, 3-down inning in the 6th. but a strong 5th inning, 5-run, 5-hit stanza, which made this a tied game all due to the fact that they got a couple of hits across, and the first hit in that inning belongs to this man up at the plate, Toby Huber. A single. See him get his second one of the day. A good eye for him as he looks through ball 1 up high. And a foul ball to go with the ball 1 and even count at 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Seek, fouled. In the air, that'll track foul. Toby Huber fouled it off 3 times. Yet they'll redo the 1-2 pitch. The leadoff man looking to get on base for the second time in the contest. Struck out in the first, flew out in the 3rd inning. Fouls it off for the 4th time in this at-bat. Jacob Seek up on the mound, unwinds the 1-2. In the air, it's popped up to the first baseman in Kraus. He's going to sidestep and get the out on Huber to bring up Gavin Miller. An RBI single. Scored on a wild pitch in the 5th. So nobody on with 1 out in a tied contest. 7-7 is the score in Charles County. And the pitch just goes low. Gavin Miller is ahead. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball 2 inside. The 2-0. Stretching it up high is Seek. Strike 1 on the 3-0 pitch. Sharp grounder to the 3rd and the throw all the way across the diamond. And the out on Gavin Miller. Surwick, sure-handed, throws it on across. A beautiful play to retire another, bringing up Echevarria. Ernie Echevarria. One of 3 players to not to be hitless in this ball game. It's just a matter of time. If he can get his first hit, he is Ahead in the count after ball one. Nobody on, 2 out. He looks at strike one inside in a tied ball game. 7-7 all in the top of the 7th. And the pitch from Seek, 1-1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Now the 2-1. The opposite way of the zone, out and away. Echevarria has not been on base. Outcome could be a walk or a hit. If he can get it here, it goes up the middle. Off of the glove of the second baseman, Calvin Cook. It is a hit for the ace, Ernie Echevarria.
Now batting number 40, Gavin Degnan.
They do got a runner up at first. Echevarria is safe up there on a single. They're going to look to first. Echevarria has his first hit of the day. Gavin Degnan awaiting his first offering in this inning. Screams into the zone, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch up high. The 1-1 pitch from Jacob Seek. Goes low, 2-1 count for Gavin Degnan. The 2-1. Upstairs. Three-one pitch. Strike, swing and a miss for Degnan. The evening skies settle in Charles County on a tied contest, 7-7. The Aces looking to get another hit in this one. It's a sharp grounder to short. The throw from Flores is in time to strand one. But Jacob Seek looked sharp early on. After giving up a hit, the Aces and the Senators are still tied. 7-7. Into the bottom of the 7th we go in Charles County. Another inning in the works for Nathan Lake in relief of A.J. Murray. 3 straight innings he gives up no runs, but did surrender a hit against Adam Trout. They were able to pick him off. Other than that, 2 strikeouts, no walks given up, and a lot of putouts scattered across. So to Danny Serwick for the Senators, he is going to lead things off. Only has 1 hit in this contest as he pulls through and does not make contact on the first offering. A strike his way, and another one to boot. This time a foul tip strike. He had an RBI double in the second inning. Played it through Adam Trout. Nathan Lake delivers the 0-2, and it screams up top of the zone. The 1-2 goes outside, and an even count. And in a hurry, after a foul ball and a strike, Adam Trout has a full count. 3 straight balls. The leadoff man looking for a second hit of the day. Nathan Lake pours the breaking ball low and away. And a free pass for the leadoff man, Serwick, bringing up Lucas Gradam. So it will not be Lucas Gradam. Instead, it's the pinch hitter, number 23, Carter Groen. Back at Frankman Field last Thursday as he looks in strike 1. He roofed a 2-run homer up left field. What turned out to be a come-from-behind win for the Senators. Nice throw to Almeida, and the throw is in time. 6-4-3 yet again. They retire Serwick as well. Carter Groen grounded out to short. Netta Jax Nicholas. Strike 1 his way. Nichols hitless in this game. Walked in the second. Flew out to center. He looks at ball 1. In the air, in between the center fielder and the right fielder as well. Drops down for a base hit. Nichols is at first.
Now batting, number 12, Hale Vincent.
Another pinch hitter for the Senators, number 12, Cale Vinson. You looked at strike 1 earlier, And now a ball screams across for Nate Lake. One man on off of a single, lined into shallow right field. And two men out. Carter Groen grounded into a double play. This one's going to drop into the glove of Degnan. A liner into his glove. And Nathan Lake yet again all smiles. As the Aces look to bat and get the go-ahead run. We're in the late stages of this game, top of the 8th, here in Charles County in a moment. Both left-handed pitchers look sharp in Charles County. Nate Lake in relief of A.J. Murray. Close the door on another base hitter in the Senators. Jacob Seek as well in relief of Kyle Hard, looking sharp himself. Michael Powell leading things off for the Aces, the first baseman. E.J. Hankerson on deck. 6, 7, 8 is the order that will start things off. In a tied game, 7-7. The pitch from Seek. Another low pitch. Now to the 2-0. Nice frame by Jax Nichols. Nonetheless, it is 3 balls, no strikes for Michael Powell. Four-pitch walk to start off the inning for the Aces. Powell's at first. A.J. Hankerson coming up now. Seb Zada on deck.
Now batting, number 15.
Hankerson hitless, struck out twice. One looking in the second, the other one swinging in the 5th. And sandwich in the middle, a drop third strike. This one drops into the dirt behind Nichols. Ball 1. E.J. Hankerson up to the plate. Seek unwinds the 1-0. Bunt shown in front of the third baseman. The throw is in time. Surwick charged at it and threw it on over to the glove of Kraus to retire one. Michael Powell moved up on the sacrifice bunt, bringing up Adhem Sahebzada. And what was a critical call in the 6th inning, a 3-1 ground out. And when he came into the bag, he was just dejected. He was saying, hey, I was at first. I was clearly at first. That was his thought process. Having a quick word with Coach Brissett. The Great Falls, Virginia native is going to come up to the plate. Looking to drive in the potential 8th run of the contest. If he can put it in play. Seek offers the pitch to Sahebzada. Down low. Jacob Seek unwinds the 1-0 pitch. Screams inside and tight. Now the 2-0. Strike one. Sahebzada puts this into play. Grounder to the shortstop Flores. Powell moves up to third. Sahebzada. He's on base on an infield single. All smiles for the Great Falls native. A little salute to Brissett. And he is at first. The runners are in the corners now. John Colligan, the ninth batter in this order, up to bat. In front of Nichols, it is ball one. John Colligan had a single in the 5th. Led things off in a crucial inning, 5-run, 5-hit inning. Looking to plate through one. The potential 8th run is at third. The pitch. Big time swing and a miss for Colligan. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jax Nichols making Seek look good out there. The pitch that just screamed towards the outside corner. It is 2 balls, 1 strike against John Colligan from Alexandria. Plays for Ball State. Did he go across? Nope, that is ball 3. On a crisp evening, An early summer evening, I might add. Very humid early on in this day. Highs in the mid to lower 90s. One out, two players on. And the three, oh, nope, they're going to look to first. No, they got him. A pickoff to retire Seb Zada at first. The crowd really, really enjoying this play. This is one of the two of the premier teams in this Ripken League. Senators sitting at 9-1 on the ropes against this Aces team. Seek paints it across, but it was outside. And Colligan moves up to Sabzada's spot at first.
Now batting, number 1, Derek Almeidas.
Michael Powell, the leadoff guy, got onto base on a walk. Still is at third after Sabzada's infield single. Yeah, it was picked off. Now to Derek Almeida. Looked in, strike one. Yet again, the runners are in the corners. Both base runners got on walks, respectively. A leadoff walk and a two-out walk. This one stays foul. It hugged the third base line and stayed out. Couple of pitches in. Jacob Seek looking to strike out one in the top of the 8th inning. The 0-2 screams up high in the zone. The 1-2. And in a hurry, an even count for Derek Almeida. Did not chase after the pitch that went inside and low. The Rancho Cucamonga native trying to get on base. Does not have a hit today, but did walk in the 5th. Seek unravels the 2-2 pitch. This one in the air, well hit to left. Into the glove of Tribble to strand 2. Middle of the 8th, Jacob Seek, a quick handshake with Scott Middleton. The 9-1 Senators in it now against a Southern Divisional foe in the Aces. We are still knotted up at 7 here in Waldorf. In a tied ball game as we approach the bottom of the 8th inning. It is tied up, but keep this in mind. This is the 13th meeting all time between these two ball clubs. And right now they sit at 6 wins apiece against each other. Looking for a great finish. It is Michael Kitco now in relief of Nate Lake. A solid performance by him.
Now batting, number 34, MJ Phillips.
The first offering, Michael Kitco screams through ball 1 outside. Nate Lake finishes off this game 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 earned run off of 4 hits. Solid 5 innings of action. In all likelihood, Kitco will seal this game for the Aces. In the air to center. Drops into the glove of Almeida, who runs into the outfield for the first out to retire MJ Phillips, the two-way man, who is usually a right-handed pitcher for this team from Norfolk, just up the road in I-64. Phillips is out on a fly out to shallow center, bringing up Logan Tribble, who looks at ball 1 down low. Strike 1 to the lower half. Swing and a miss. I have to apologize there. That's pinch hitter number 11 in Alex Martin up there. And they got him swinging. Martin is out. Kitco has his first strikeout of the ball game in relief of Nathan Lake. Now to the top of the order, Nick Flores. Had 2 hits, 1 in the second, RBI single, and then a double in the third. After that, a fly out to center to the glove of Colligan. The right-handed man, Kitco, paints through a strike. The outer half. Paints the zone yet again with another strike. The 0-2 3 pitches, and they retire Flores. That's the second strikeout for Kitco. The pitching game for the Aces looks strong as we move on into the top of the 9th inning. Something's got to give in Charles County. We'll see the end result in a moment. Top of the 9th in Charles County Regency Furniture Stadium. The right-handed man, Dawson Witherald, gets the nod to end off the game. The Newburgh, Maryland native, rising junior, plays ball at Mount Eliosis College.
Now batting number 12, Toby.
One of 2 pitchers in this game that did play against the Aces here at Regency Furniture back on the 5th of June. It was only 1 inning, gave up 2 walks and a strike as he faces Huber early on, and he paints through strike 1. The 0-1 already in the zone, but it just stays away. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toby Huber leading things off. Had a hit in the 5th. The crucial turning point for the Aces. A 5-run, 5-hit inning. Gavin Miller drove him in on an RBI single. Wetherald unloads the 2-1. 3-1 already as it hugged the low and outside corner. Now to the 3-1 pitch with nobody out. And Huber with a leadoff free pass. A walk to spring up Gavin Miller.
Now batting number 25, Gavin Miller.
A member of the 2023 Aces Ball Club. Gavin Miller looks in, ball 1 to the outside. Dawson Wetherald in relief of Seek, the left-hander. Gavin Miller puts his barrel onto it, and it goes foul. Going up against the Newburgh, Maryland native. Can he shut the door on the Aces' chances at getting the crucial run and take the lead? It's an even count, the 1-1 on the way. As Huber steals second. It's a staple for the team that he plays for in the spring, the Patriots. They had 40 stolen bases on the season. That broke a school record, 37 set in 2023. A stolen base for Huber, and back at the plate, a ball. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. In the air, lifted in front of the left fielder Tribble. And Huber's not going to test the home plate. He's going to stay put at third. Chris Brissett showed red.
Now batting number
He put up the brakes.
Echevarria.
Gavin Miller on to first on a no-out single. Now to Ernie Echevarria. Lifts this into the air. It's going to track foul. The runners are in the corners for the Aces. Huber's at third. Gavin Miller hitting this inning, a single. And no outs. Keep that in mind, folks. And the pitch from Weatherald eventually crosses the plate, and it stays inside. The 1-1 with the runner taking off. Gavin Miller's in scoring position himself. Another stolen base. Ernie Echevarria ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. With nobody out. But they'll give him a walk nonetheless. So the bases are loaded. It's Coach Kaslavich, pitching coach, having a quick word. It's a mound visit for him. This game has been interesting through it all, folks. 2 runs by the Senators in the first. A double and an RBI double.
Tyler Mitchell.
And the Aces came back. They scratched back into this game. Made it 2-2 through the middle of the second. A hit by pitch for Gavin Degnan, who's going to come up to the plate. Back in the second. A single for Powell. An infield RBI single for Sehebzada to plate through Gavin Degnan. That's all she wrote on that inning. Then a 4-inning stretch for a 4-run inning for the Senators in the second. All powered through on a 2 RBI single from Kraus. From then on, just only 1 hit for the Senators. Or 1 run, that is. And that run came in the form of a double. An RBI single for Trout. It was a double for Nick Flores. 5 straight innings with no hits. Aces had 5 runs in the 5th. All brought up by John Colligan's single. Then an RBI single for Gavin Miller. And that's the point we've reached here. The Aces and the Senators tied up at 7-7 for the last 4 innings, it looks like. Here comes Gavin Degnan, the Penn Quaker, and the outfielder for the Aces. Huber's at third. At second is Gavin Miller. Echevarria is at first on a walk. Dawson Weatherald, his day's over. It's a new pitcher. It's Tyler Mitchell, the Woodbridge, Virginia native. The pitch from Tyler Mitchell. Outside. The 1-1. Screams to the inside. Another pitch inside for Tyler Mitchell, who plays ball at Norfolk State. Gavin Degnan, the outfielder, looking to get on base and plate in the 8th run of the contest for the Aces. The pitch on the way from Mitchell. Goes foul. And just like that, he was ahead of the count. Now it's a full count on the batter in Degnan. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 3 base runners for the Aces on. And the pitch from Mitchell just goes foul into the backstop. The 3-2 lifted in the air to shallow center field. And gloved. Here comes Huber. And the 8th run eventually comes across for the Aces. They lead it for the first time today. 8-7 is the score. Mitchell's at third. Moving up to second is Echevarria. A sac fly to bring up Michael Powell. Tyler Mitchell in relief of Weatherald in this inning. Hasn't had a pitch that's stuck in the zone. This last one bottomed out. A couple of the other ones were in the outside corners. And the pitch outside once more. Strike one against Michael Powell. The 2-1 on Powell, called strike in the bottom half. Powell, did he go across? Yes, they do call it. Third base umpires all over it. And Mitchell has his first strikeout of the contest. In the top of the ninth, a swinging strikeout to bring up E.J. Hankerson. With two men on in scoring position, the potential ninth and 10th run for the Aces at third and second. Mitchell trying to get out of the jam. And he pours across the strike against Hankerson, who struck out 3 straight times in the second, fourth, and fifth inning in this contest. A low pitch for Tyler Mitchell this time. Hankerson chased after the pitch. Had a little bit of a contact, so it is a foul tip strike. And he's behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. In the top of the ninth. 2 men on, 2 men out. Aces got their run. They lead it by 8-7 after a sac fly from Gavin Degnan to Spring Huber from third to home. Called strike 3. To Strand 2 on base. Not after the Aces have their 8th hit. They lead it for the first time in this contest. Let's see what the Senators have in stock for the Aces. We're moving into the final act, the bottom of the 9th inning in Charles County, Maryland. Bottom of the 9th in Charles County, Maryland. The setting, Regency Furniture Stadium. Nightfall. But the lights are on bright in the Ripken League as the Senators at 9-1 on the ropes and down by a run against an Aces team that is building momentum after a win yesterday against the Grays. Kitco on the mound, throws ball 1 upstairs against the leadoff man, Kraus on deck. And the Aces in a perfect position to climb into the 2 spot, but it'll be challenging. First strike against Trauck going to this one. The Grays early on in this game at a 1 o'clock start went on to defeat the Metro South County Braves 8-13. And the other action just ended in the Ripken League today. Gaithersburg Giants on the road taking on against the Thunderbolts. Went on to win it, and it's a strikeout. Swinging strikeout to retire one. Kitco looks very impressive as the Senators are down to their 2 final outs. Even though the Aces beat up on the Grays twice, they still are behind in the standings in the Southern Division. 7-3 was the win for the Gaithersburg Giants against the Thunderbolts. A grounder to Powell. Shuffles it on over to Kitco. And just like that, 2 outs. A swinging strikeout to retire one. And another on a grounder to the first baseman.
Now batting, number 22, Danny Surley.
Giants, their 3rd win of the season. The Big Train in Shirley Povich Field beat the Crop Dusters 8-4. And what has turned out to be a 3-headed machine out there in the North Division. Big Train, Thunderbolts, and Crop Dusters with almost identical numbers. In terms of record, that is. And Kitco throws a strike at the plate against Danny Surowick. Registered his only hit of the day, an RBI double back in the 2nd. A 4-run, 5-hit inning. And a strike. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes against the batter with 2 outs, backs against the rope. Aces looking for their 2nd strikeout, and it whistles through the zone. And it grazes the torso of Surowick. A hit by pitch moves him to first. Boy, he stepped into he just went after him. That fastball screamed right into the zone. But it hit him. Springing up, Carter Groen. On the road against the Aces, notched a 2-run homer. Fouls it behind. One man on, 2 men out in the bottom of the 9th. Groen looking to be the hero. The pitch. It's big time swing and a miss. Kitco looking to shut the door and bring the Aces to their 5th win on the season. The pitch on the way. They got him swinging, and the Aces have a signature win in 2025. 8-7's your final score. It was brilliant through and out, through and through. Nathan Lake will get the win, and the loss will go against Kyle Hard in relief of Nick Wimberly.
8 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Southern Bound Senators, 7
And now,
7 hits and 2 errors.
come in tomorrow to see the Aces take on the only Crop Dusters at home at Frankman Field. Time, first pitch, time is at 6:30. And we'll have it for you here. Stream has been very wonky with the bits. Just the way I would put it is the connection has been very wonky, but we'll most likely have that fixed in the next coming days. But in the meantime, the Aces, their signature win, their second straight win in as many games. And so that'll do it. My name is Ali. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night and take good care.